everyone. Hello. So as usual, we're going to take the first few moments here and we're going to share it out on our personal pages and all that fun stuff. So we cannot wait to see everybody tonight. High Priest Odin is sending out one of our new wiki pages. It's got some of the information that we will be going over tonight. Hi, Corinne. Hello.
All right. All right.
Yeah, don't mind me scratching the belly. Belly's getting big on me, so it gets pretty itchy.
Are we ready?
When are we ever fully ready for anything?
One thing or another all month. It's that retrograde, isn't it?
Oh, yes, that is the big question. How is everyone faring with this Mercury retrograde so far? I know it just started, but
hopefully better than we are.
Yeah, we've got a long month going ahead of us, so I hope everyone's doing quite well and that it's not nipping anybody in the butt too much at all. With us, 3 major.
Yeah.
3 major. For those who do not know the term, that is when your 3-year-old has the attitude of a teenager and thinks they know everything. Yeah.
Oh, can't wait until they're a teenager.
Maybe, just maybe, we won't be pregnant at that point where I can lock myself away in a closet and have a couple drinks.
The Trobolone.
I need chocolate. What were we thinking?
What are you doing with that?
Nothing.
That's another great thing. He walks up. What you doing with that bowl? What you doing with that chocolate? We're eating it. You're supposed to be a nap. I want chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, we're sorry to hear that the Mercury retrograde is going bad for you.
Let's hope that it gets better.
We can hope.
We can only hope.
Okay. Well, I'm doing a couple things here. Let's see if I can make this work real quick. See if I can do this. Okay. I'm just attempting something here.
We shall see if it works. I see nothing.
Yeah, it ain't gonna let me do it. Okay. Well, I was trying to take an image of the symbol for the element of fire and drop it in the chat, but I guess it doesn't want me to post any images. I guess that's too distracting with the stream.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? But
We're distracting enough.
At least we got that wonderful lake there. And,
Yes. And I'm just sitting here eating chocolate pudding.
and cookies.
Well, in a moment we'll be eating cookies.
We're human. For the most part.
We're human. I'm pregnant. It just happens. It is to the point, like I'm at that stage of this pregnancy where I'm finally like wanting to just stuff face. Like that's all I want to do.
And I just make food. Okay. Enough of tooting our own horn.
And being weird.
Yeah. We've got tonight's topic is the element of fire and the cardinal direction of south. And we're going to try not to rely too much on the correspondence book, but as you can see, we've got a great wealth of information on the wiki. I've got more information I wanted to put in, but I just didn't have enough time to get everything done. Got a lot of developments going on with the sanctuary, but soon we're also going to have a newsletter, and we're going to have a blessing request submission page so we can get
it automated.
Yeah, start getting everything to where people can just go to our website and submit them to us. And eventually we'll still be streaming here, but we might be multicasting to our website, to YouTube Live, and here at the same time. So there'll be multi-venues for people to watch, but I think we're going to keep the chat and interaction mostly here on Facebook.
Well, that will be difficult, especially with YouTube Live. Hey, Rich.
Hey.
So it'll be definitely. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Odin is going to be working on a newsletter for Sanctuary of the Phoenix.
And what it's going to be is we plan on doing a monthly newsletter to send to subscribers who want to follow it. The topics we're going to be covering throughout the upcoming month.
The schedule.
And the schedule.
For the streams.
Yep.
Which dates we'll be doing a ritual, which dates we'll be just doing our laid back, just discuss a topic nights.
And we'll also talk about the news and happenings and new features and whatnots that we've got going on.
Depending on what we agree on, we might even be able to do a little bit of advertising for some of our friends who do different services or provide different services for the pagan community. So
nothing sponsored though.
Nothing sponsored. No, just
no.
It's a work in progress. It's figuring out what we can legally get away with, what we can't, what we're not legally allowed to do, and just going from there.
Yeah, we're a nonprofit, so with a lot of the things that we use, we just want to tell people where to find it, where to get it, and we might actually be making some bundles for starting up in a path. So we might get the tools and implements and educational materials and a kit for various paths so people can start practicing and have everything they need.
At least the essentials.
Yes.
We won't provide everything, like every little thing that you would need. So some things you would have to get yourself.
Right. Some things would have to call to you, but would probably have a cheaper proxy just to get you through until something calls to you.
Yeah. Would we consider t-shirts?
We have been considering t-shirts as well as like mugs and pins, because there's times I say some really bonkers things. Like one night I said, I celebrate the year of the wheel. And so I wanted to put that instantly on a pin. and
or on a shirt or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
but we're definitely thinking about it. And the last thing about the newsletters is we're thinking about possibly doing a weekly newsletter, but it would probably be with the relevant links for what we're going to be talking about that night. So what we're trying to do with the wiki is take all the information that we have and make it accessible to you. So it's like a study guide, and it's something that you can go back to later and reference. And it's also something where if you want to learn more in depth about things,
You can work at your own pace.
Right. It's going to take a while to build. I'm still learning all the formatting codes and everything for it. But what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to, like, say there's a deity, you'll be able to click on that deity's name and find out everything you need to know about them. And then you'll also be able to go into the search menu and see all the different pages where that deity is discussed.
We know you would. You'd be rocking the hell out of that shirt. Rich.
Oh, yeah, I gotta bump down the messages. So we've got a lot of developments.
Hey, Caitlin.
Hey. We've got a lot of developments that we're working on. A lot of things we're building up, and we had a brief discussion about the educational tools we'll be using at some point later down the road for getting individuals ordained to start becoming clergy for the sanctuary. So it's not going to just be us forever.
Mm-mm. Don't mind me. Like I said, probably go eating.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get this last bite in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll let you take over now.
Oh, no.
No, you don't. We've got. So what should we start out with first? The
Well,
Cardinal Direction South is we've got the least information compiled on, so that's going to be the shortest.
yeah. We will add you to the list, my dear. Thank you for putting in the chat, honey. Well, I kind of wanted to talk about something that I've been working on, because a lot of the stuff you've been chatting about, you've been working on. A lot of today, other than dealing with the three-nager, I've been working on getting some pagan-related and some non-secular, just basic preschool worksheets together for little guy. We're going to try and do a little bit of homeschooling for him, and try and get him at least caught up. Maybe, just maybe, get him even just a little slightly advanced than his peers, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take some work. But I found this amazing website where I didn't have to pay a single thing for some pagan-related worksheets for kids of all ages. If you would like to know what it is, please private message me and I'll send it to you, because I'm not going to do any sponsorship stuff on the stream, because that's not our bag. So I'm willing to share the information along, because it's free information. You don't have to pay a single thing for it, and it's free printables. You just download the PDF files straight to your computer and then print them out. Or you can just print them straight up from the website. You don't even have to download them.
Yeah,
So.
some of the stuff will definitely be in the youth groups for the younger age groups.
So yeah, so it'll be definitely helpful, especially for when we do get the brick and mortar building later on, and we actually start doing some basic religious education classes for the littles, just to get them knowledgeable of, hey, this is what this is what that is. And but yeah, so if you're interested in any of the tools that I came across today, please get a hold of me and I will try and send you the links as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was most of my day, was sitting down and saving a bunch of worksheets to my computer to get ready for preschooling. So, yay!
Yeah, she wanted to get a lesson plan or discussion plan, topic plan written out for tonight, but
I worked on it.
Well,
hey,
there you
Jake. Jake Miller, good friend of mine.
All right. Hey. Well, why don't you pull up whatever plan you've got, because we've got to get a nice little start here.
All right. I did write down the pages. And then this is just a lot of stuff that I've remembered myself. So. Alrighty, so tonight, guys, we are talking about the cardinal direction of the South. It has got the element of fire. Colors are golds and reds.
Mm-hmm.
Season of summer. Zodiac signs are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The astrological bodies are the Sun, Mars, Jupiter. Some of the gemstones are garnet, obsidian, petrified wood, and bloodstone. The goddesses are Brigid, Maca, and Rhiannon. Gods are Agni, Brahma, Hephaestus, Horus, Perun, Ra, and Vulcan. The magical animal is the salamander. Mythical is dragon and phoenix. And some of the intentions, it's a long list. I picked a lot of the more, well, what would we say? The ones that would be more understanding, that would more stick with an element of fire, sun, like power. So the intentions are ambition, energy, illumination, light, passion, pride, strength, warmth, and willpower. I should probably.
I missed a couple things on my own editing on the wiki that I'll update later.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, we have stacks of information, so we're just trying to boil it down to what's most relevant for our sanctuary and our coven and our stream.
Yeah, Caitlin, you actually missed it. In the chat, Odin posted a link to our wiki that we are working on. It will be one of the main sources that we are working on to give a more black and white source of information on different gods and goddesses, the elements, cardinal directions, correspondences. So it's going to be a lot of our educational materials.
Yeah, it's basically our digital textbook until we start getting further along the lines in the books that we're actually writing.
Yes. So definitely check it out. We will be sharing that out I don't want to say constantly, but we'll definitely be making sure that we put it out there so that people have access to it.
Right. Every week we'll be
adding more and more to it.
Yeah, we'll be adding more to it, and we'll also give a link to the relevant section of it that we're discussing. And if it has multiple topics, chances are there will be a link back within the wiki that'll bring you to other areas of study. Like with what was posted, it brings you straight to the entry on the element of fire. And if you look at the cardinal direction, it says south, and that's a link. You click that, and it brings you straight to the table for the cardinal direction of south. So it's all cross-linked to where you can just click through and reference everything that you want to reference.
But yeah, so it's definitely a work in progress. We're excited. We cannot wait. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, Saturday, we will be doing our Ostara ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ostara is on March 20th this year, and that's midweek. And we don't want to wait too far. We don't want to wait till the weekend after, because there's, sorry to say, guys, but baby's getting ready to come at any time now. So we don't want to risk having a ritual night on a night that I could go into labor.
Yeah.
We would rather get it done and over with the weekend beforehand, just so that we can say, hey, we did it. Everyone, let's have fun. Let's enjoy. And then we can concentrate more on just letting baby arrive. And we would much rather cancel out one of these regular nights of just one of the relaxed nights.
The weekly blessings.
Than to say, hey, we're canceling your ritual. Because that's not really fair. And we don't want to do that to you guys, because ritual is a fun night typically.
And that's like that's our most important night.
Yeah, it's our big important night, yes.
But also next week, another thing we'll be discussing is Celtic Pagan Awareness Day.
Yes.
And that's a sanctuary holiday. So we're coming out with our own holidays to celebrate alternatives than secular holiday, the established religious holidays of other religions. Because I know a lot of people like St. Patrick's Day, and that's cool. We're going to stick with the green themes and gnomes and leprechauns and all that. But one of the things they're really celebrating St. Patrick for is for the slaughter and murder of pagans in Ireland, to the point that they
referred to us as snakes.
Yeah. So when you've hear the sayings that St. Patrick drove the snakes out of Ireland,
they drove us out.
They're talking about us pagans. So we don't feel that it's an appropriate holiday for our sanctuary to observe. So what we felt would be a more appropriate thing that we could do within our sanctuary is look at the different types of traditions that pagans had in Ireland and share those.
And then also, obviously, we will want to give, just a basic history of the day, of, what happened in Ireland to people of our beliefs. Because, unfortunately, it's horrible, horrible, horrible what...
It was convert or die tactics.
Yeah, what was done to pagan followers, Celtic followers in Ireland back in those times. However, if we do not learn from history, we are doomed to repeat it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there nowadays that are trying to drive us snakes out. And so we've got to learn, we've got to educate ourselves on what happened in the past so that we don't allow it to happen again. Mm-hmm. So yes, there will be a little bit of a serious note next week while we educate regarding Celtic pagan awareness. Just a basic history. It's going to be a very short little history lesson, but it's still very well needed because we don't want to forget.
Right. And all the fun and traditions like wearing of green and green foods and green beer, that's all cool. That's all fine.
Oh yeah. So, yep.
So that's just how we're just trying to get the word out. we're always trying to make alternatives because there's not always an alternative for pagans to celebrate throughout the year on various other holidays that come up. And sometimes our holidays are not completely in synchronization, like Ostara, that's coming up on the 20th, but the Easter is a month away.
Yep, and that's April 21st.
And Easter is based on Ostara.
Yeah.
So we've got to. What we're trying to do is instead of just letting it go, just coming up with more information about what this time of year means and bringing more awareness to it. Anyways. Okay, you are so tired already.
Okay, come on now. You should be exhausted too, especially after Val.
I am.
Like, you should be, like, dead exhausted. Well, do we want to do the one blessing that we've got so far? I'm sorry, I asked you a question while you were eating. My bad. All right. Kaylin needs blessings for her family. They found out her grandpa has terminal lung cancer. Just for the record, fuck cancer. Fuck it. I hate cancer. Like, I've lost several family members from cancer. I know plenty of other friends who've also lost family members from it. And I think that's a universal agreement. I think everybody can agree. Just fuck cancer. Because it's horrible. It's horrible how our loved ones suffer and pass on from it. It's not fun.
I think we've all lost someone near and dear.
Yeah. So yeah, Caitlin, we love you. Please give love to your family personally from us. We will keep you guys in our thoughts and blessings. We will light a white candle. Because yeah, you guys need it right now. Because this journey is going to be very, very, very rough for you guys. It's going to be very rough. You guys are going to be feeling very, very helpless and wishing that you could do something, but nothing can be done.
Take the moments that you can enjoy and dance with them.
Yes. Enjoy every single moment that you can. So
there'll be those glimmers of light and good moments in this.
Yeah. All right. Let's do the blessing. All right. We ask the gods and goddesses, please be with Caitlin and her family this evening and throughout this journey as her grandfather has been diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. It's a very rough road. They need your strength. They need your endurance to power through this and give them lots and lots of love and light to fill not only their hearts, but to overflow so that they can just give as much love to this amazing person who is dealing with this health issue and needs the support as much as possible. Give them the wisdom.
And bring this man merciful comfort.
Yes, comfort to all.
comfort to all of the loved ones and the family member, and to Caitlin's grandfather. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Oh,
See, I've lost a grandparent to cancer as well, and unfortunately, they passed away back in the 50s. So I didn't even get to have them in my life at all. It was my grandmother.
I've lost my grandma on my mom's side. She had cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, went into remission. Then she had breast cancer, went into remission. Then it just exploded, went to lung, liver, just cancer took her.
That's what it does.
I had one of my aunts on my mom's side. She passed away from, I think, either uterine ovarian or cervical cancer as well. It's hard. It's really hard. I don't wish cancer on my worst enemy. It's horrible. So just know that we're here for you, Caitlin. We're here for your family. If you need someone to talk to, get a hold of us, and we will do our best to be as big of a support team for you as we can.
Well, a couple of the deities on the list for tonight. I really need to start speaking up louder. Eventually, we'll have like a table mic. I'm pretty sure I'm half hearable, but there was a few deities that we might want to touch on tonight. Let me go open a handy dandy.
I'm gonna handy dandy notebook. Woo!
Wow, that looks nice and secure.
Cat.
Okay.
Familiar.
So let's see. An interesting god is Hephaestus. That's an interesting one for fire. Wasn't he a smith? God of blacksmithing. And made some legendary armor, didn't he, to fight, I think, the Minotaur.
Yes, Rich Roku. Yeah. Probably Danica.
Probably. She's always changing her phone.
Love her.
I thought you were looking up Hephaestus.
I was going to, and then I
I was
thought,
like, oh. Hephaestus calling.
yeah.
Come on.
Okay. So, Hephaestus was the god of fire, metalworking, stone masonry, forges, and the art of sculpture. He was the son of Zeus and Hera, married to Aphrodite by Zeus to prevent a war of the gods fighting for her hand. He was a smithing god, making all of the weapons for Olympus and acting as a blacksmith for the gods.
Mhm.
So he is from Greek mythology.
So then he was probably the one that casted Zeus's bolts.
More than likely. He probably smithed them.
Hold on. Come on. Cat knew I meant business when I got up there.
Come on. Up, down. Love dog, but oh my goodness.
And since we visited a god, we can also visit a goddess. Phoebe would be an interesting one, I think. Or Freya.
Freya is Norse.
Mm-hmm. But we're eclectic, so we talk about divinities from all sorts of paths. We wish we could just put them into one big pantheon, but it's not always the easiest.
Oh, it's Amy. It's our neighbor.
Oh. Hi.
No, she was the one texting.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty, Freya. It is Old Norse for lady. She is one of the preeminent goddesses in Norse mythology. She's a member of the Vanir tribe of deities, but became an honorary member of the Aesir gods after the Aesir and Vanir war. Her father is Njord.
Njord.
Yep. Yep.
And then, let's see. We've got this nice handy list here now. It's just easy to pick up. Prometheus, who gave the gift of fire to the humans.
Mm-hmm.
The Teotihuacan Spider Woman.
Hmm?
The Teotihuacan Spider Woman.
Oh my goodness, dear.
Also known as the Teotihuacan Great Goddess.
All right, hold on.
It's one I was learning about a little bit today.
Alrighty. The great goddess of Teotihuacan, Spider Woman, is a proposed goddess of the pre-Columbian Teotihuacan civilization from around 100 BCE to around 700 CE in what is now Mexico. Defining characteristics are a bird headdress and a nose pendant with descending fangs.
rectangular nose piece adorned with 3 circles, below which hang 3 or 5 fangs. The outer fangs curl away from the center, while the middle fang points down. She's almost always seen with jewelry such as beaded necklaces and earrings, which were also commonly worn by Teotihuacan women. Her face is shown either frontally, masked, or partially covered, and her hands and murals are always depicted stretched out, giving water, seeds, and jade treasures. Other defining characteristics include the colors red and yellow, so that is perfect for this direction. Hey, Nick. Yes, there are several depictions of this goddess.
Yeah, and we'll be all the deities that we list in the wiki, we will eventually have an entry for, and hopefully I can get my hands on some Creative Commons imagery, like I have so far. And most everything on Wikipedia has some kind of license attribution for reuse, so that's gonna be nice and helpful. Same software system. We're using the same exact software as Wikipedia on our Wi-Fi.
Hey, honey, you're going to want to scroll down because you missed a message from Rich.
Oh.
Why do almost all the pagan cookbooks have vegan? Just wondering if you guys know of any that are not. There are plenty of pagan foods that are actually, like pagan recipes that are not vegan.
And we just started up a new feature on our website.
Yeah, so that's a great way for us to actually introduce it.
I'll let you do that.
So for all of our lovely kitchen witches out there, we are starting a little recipe section on our website, sanctuaryphoenix.com. It is for magical spells in the kitchen. It is for just damn good recipes that have good healing properties to it, or just damn good food. So
foods, drinks.
Yeah, foods, drinks, desserts, whatever your little heart fancies. Even little recipes to use for food for rituals as well.
Yes.
So if you're preparing a dish for a ritual, this would be the area on our website to go for it. And you guys are more than welcome to submit us or submit recipes to us, and we will add them to our lovely little website. So trust me, Rich, it's definitely not all vegan. There are definitely some carnivore recipes. Otherwise, this one would not be eating most of the food. You and him are both carnivores. Trust me, I know.
So there are some pagan cookbooks out there, but
Cat.
You just have to learn to look and find.
Cat, get over here.
In the meantime, we're working on things, and I think eventually we'll have an accumulation of enough recipes to
satisfy everyone's needs
and to print out a compilation cookbook at some point.
Sorry, I have to get after the cat. What are you doing? There's like nothing in there. There's like nothing in that stupid box other than pull-ups. Yeah, don't mind my waddlingness.
But yeah, thanks for that question. That is a great question.
Yes. Ooh. There are several different varieties of honey mead recipes out in this world. It's all a matter of taste, and likings, what people are into. But there are a lot of actual like traditional recipes out there. You've just got to look really good for them.
And that's some of the stuff I'm trying to get my hands on too, is the traditional recipes. And then I'll explain the kind of magical properties that the ingredients have. And there's so much work I have to do on our recipe system right now. I just got one placeholder recipe in there with just some quick pasted information about the ingredients, but that's actually my basic recipe that's on there. So the recipe itself is unique-ish.
I did find a pagan cookbook on the website that I was looking at earlier, hon. I'll have to show it to you. So we might want to add some of the recipes from that onto our page too.
Well, we would have to tinker with it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can't really copyright a recipe unless it's like trademarked. So,
And there are trademarked recipes.
yeah, the Coca-Cola. Shouldn't have said any names.
I didn't
But, yeah.
tell you to.
But yeah, mead there's tons of different recipes for it, and there's also old Sumerian recipes for beer that I wanted to bring up, and these are they're not necessarily as potent as a modern refined beer would be. They were considered more like a liquid bread back in ancient times, but there was over 200 different recipes that were recovered for bread from around 3000 BC. So this is before the time of Egypt and the pharaohs, where a lot of people say that's where beer making came from. No, it was actually Sumerian culture, and then it trickled down into Babylonian and Egyptian cultures.
Hi, Brooke. How are you, my dear?
Hi.
Oh, you were
Uh-huh.
cuddling us, you little jerk. Sorry, the cat. Yay!
Oh, hi.
Amy. Hi. Amy said for me to give you her phone number.
Okay.
It's for emergencies only.
Yeah.
See, now you've seen it. You've seen it on the stream. I told them.
Okay. I'm gonna refresh myself for a second over here.
By the way, Amy, thanks for the cookies. We're totally like nomming on them right now.
They are delish.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to get some SOTP bugs soon.
Yes, today is the day, my dear. You have made it.
All right. Well, is there any deity on this list? I still need to add. I think I still need to add Ra in there. I think that's one that I skipped while I was rush-tastic.
Well, what I had done was I had actually gone through in the Book of Correspondences the list of all the gods and goddesses.
Yeah.
And any of them that were associated with fire or the south, I added in.
Right.
So
That's pretty much what I was doing with my copy over at Cat. That is not for you to eat.
she said she said you're welcome for the cookies. Cat! You're such a jerk. I think horse would be a good one to go over.
Yeah, that would be a really good one to go over. And so would the cat that's trying to eat.
Roku. Okay, plastic from utensils that have been in my purse. I'm sorry.
Really?
Really? What?
Now I'm cleaning out your purse for you.
Oh, honey, that person needs to have a full-blown clean out. Come on. I will hand you this.
Okay.
Alrighty. Horus was often the ancient Egyptians' national tutelary deity. He was usually depicted as a falcon-headed man wearing the pheasant or a red and white crown as a symbol of kingship over the entire kingdom of Egypt. His symbol is the Eye of Horus. His parents are Osiris and Isis. And the major cult center is Nekhen Edfu.
Any other good info?
His siblings are Osiris, Isis, Set, Nephthys, and Anubis.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing with Horus, though, is there's many depictions of him. There's depictions of him as Nephthys, as the elder version of himself, and then as Anubis as a younger version of himself.
Well, those are also siblings. Horus and Anubis are two different things, dear.
According to this, new as Horus the Younger.
Interesting. I'll have to disambiguate that and look into it further.
We will definitely have to look into it more.
Because also, Horus is...
Unless Anubis is the oldest, Horus being the middle kid, and then Nephthys being the younger.
That would
sound a little bit more legit.
Yeah. And Horus is also protection.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Horus is protection. Anubis helps you into the afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of Nephthys, though.
Mm-hmm. Do a disambiguation. It's a little off track, I think, but...
Okay. As a goddess in ancient Egyptian religion, a member of the great Ennead of Heliopolis in Egyptian mythology, she was a daughter of Nut and Geb, typically paired with her sister Isis in funerary rites because of their role as protectors of the mummy and the god Osiris and as the sister wife of Set. We are definitely going to have to look into this a little bit more.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Rich. Love
See
you.
ya. Love you. Thanks for stopping by.
Because they're showing like a lot of incestuous relationships.
That is actually quite common in Egyptian culture and Babylonian culture,
Yes.
even Sumerian culture.
There's
It's
a
because
lot
of,
of incest.
It's because of bloodline maintaining, and
Yeah. You even see it in like England and in France.
In this time, though, back in these times, it was the maternal bloodline that was the most important, because if you came from a seed of a goddess, then you had a claim to be pharaoh. So that's one of the reasons they were always trying to attach that a goddess was one of their parents.
But yeah, they're saying that Anubis is one of the children of Nephthys,
Okay.
and that her siblings are Osiris and Isis.
Okay, so that would basically be Horus's aunt.
But yet on Horus's thing, it's saying that Isis and Osiris are, hold on, are not only the parents of Horus, but also the siblings of Horus.
Yeah. That page needs more work and citation.
Yeah.
And that's part of what we're trying to do is we're gathering up information, and we're gonna have to keep researching.
Yeah.
Because we don't want confusing disambiguations like that. And when there's situations like this, we want to be able to explain it.
Yeah. Because this is just very, very confusing. So yeah, we will definitely have to get into some more research on Horus and the family members to see what we can find, because yeah, it's a hot mess.
We'll get there. Right now, I'm just trying to get on the wiki some of the most core pages that'll be cited on most everything.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm just trying to get the framework and the backbones, and then I'm going to start spinning off and doing individual article entries.
But that won't be till well after the baby's born. Right now,
Maybe a little here and there, but
we'll have to see.
Well, I'm not going to just sit on my hands all day while you're at work.
Well, I know. I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh, goodness, I'm so freaking sore on my back. But I'll be okay. I'll be okay. We're nearing the end. Yay.
You're going to be seeing if you can use a week of your paid vacation.
Yep.
So we might just be left with a matter of hours of paid time off, but she's talking about adding an extra week to her time off and just phoning in her vacation time, which you'll have to put in for that tomorrow.
Yep, I will.
If they don't give it to you, they don't. If they do,
It'd be nice, especially the week before I go on leave. Cause yeah, my body's getting to the point I really, really need the rest. I need to sit down. I need to relax. I need to get all my stretching in. I need to just get prepared. So
yeah. And as much of a handful as our teenager is, dealing with him all day with the up downs with him is not as intensive as dealing with all the stuff the heavy lifting you have to do and all the heavy moving you have to do. It's a lot easier. It'd be easier if our teenager chilled out. It'd be better for both of us. It'd be better for all of us.
yeah.
That's one of the reasons we went out tonight to
Have a little dinner and try to get our mind off stuff, and in hopes that the little one changes a little attitude.
Did for the most part.
Yeah, it did.
Did for the most part. He's been longing for adventure.
I am getting weeks off, Amy. My short-term disability leave starts April 1st, and that will be 6 weeks off. And then I get an additional 4 weeks after that ends for paid parental leave. So during those 6 weeks that I'm off on short-term disability, I just have to stop up there to Meyer, fill out this paper saying, hey, baby was born on this date. These are the dates that I'm taking off for my paid parental leave. Have a good one. It's a 5-minute paper. I've just got to do it on the computer.
We're just trying to add an extra paid week off.
Yeah, we're just trying to add an extra paid week off here at the beginning so that I can have that extra little bit of time to prepare
We were smart.
physically.
We were smart. We're financially prepared for the whole situation.
Oh yeah.
We're way ahead of the ball. Way ahead of the ball. So
Well, especially for the rent section.
yeah,
We've got rent covered. We're good. We're golden on that.
Yeah.
Next
next week we're gonna be paying June's rent.
Mm.
So so we're good. We're good.
Oh yeah.
And we still have enough saved up for bills and all that. So with everything that comes in and changes, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
We're excited. We're nervous, but that's normal.
Yeah. What can you do? I mean, when your family grows, your heart just grows with it. I mean, I remember when we were at this stage waiting for our three-nager to come out, and I didn't know how I was going to do it, didn't know how I was going to do it, but my heart grew right with it. So
that, and we figured everything out.
yeah, everything will find its place. About our little, he's just so scared right now. He's so
I doubt
nervous.
he's gonna act like a 3-year-old for the next 25 years. Just saying. He will definitely have some maturing that he will do from between now and then. So
past few weeks he's just been so off the hook.
yeah,
Especially on the weekends when Mama's home.
he can sense that baby sibling is on the way. That baby sibling is going to arrive very shortly. He's very scared. He's very nervous that mommy and daddy will not love him as much as before, as we do.
But he's also excited.
But he is also excited. He's very excited. He's ready to be a big brother. He will run up and rub my tummy and talk to the baby. So he's going to be a good big brother. He's just, it's very new. It's a big change for him. It's uncertain. I think mostly his issue is the uncertainty of, hey, what's going to happen once baby does arrive?
How's this all gonna work?
Yeah, how's this all gonna work? How's mommy and daddy gonna still love me? And it's
where am I in all this?
yeah.
And you'll adjust. That's what our family's been doing all these years, is adjusting. That's one of the reasons why we talk about family with the stream. Is it is an important and pivotal spiritual part of most pagan paths is family. What a lot of people do is they practice their path independently. It is just their family unit, and there's no real organization to it. There's no real instruction to it. You learn as you go. You ask the questions that you got, and for a large part of what our sanctuary and covenant is we're just trying to help, as we're finding the answers to our questions, help individuals practice magic safely in their paths and be able to lead their own family unit, house, coven to their spiritual favor. So family is a very, very, very large thing. Kin is also, I mean, that's a very expansible word. That could be your family unit and the people you been off in battle with, or even your neighbors. Your community.
Ah, yes, the joy of the neighbors coming home and hearing it clear as day.
Just getting caught up on the comments. It doesn't auto scroll on my end, and I'm not reading from the phone.
Oh, that's why I keep peeking at the phone.
Yeah.
So yeah, my phone's right down here. That's why I keep peeking over like this, is because I'm looking at the phone and seeing the chat as it happens.
Now, is there any particular deities that anyone wants to learn about tonight, or
Topics in general?
Topics in general. Maybe a deity from whatever path that they might be interested in, or a rite or ritual of the path that they're interested in. Anything you want to know. We'll help get some information together, and I know we're kind of wanting to stick to the topic of the Cardinal Direction of the South and the element of fire, and I think we have a few more things we can talk about in those regards before we come to a close, and we're also still open for more blessing requests.
Amy asks, what is a deity? And yes, you did spell it right. All right, a deity is a god or goddess. It is just another terminology. It's another word to describe them.
Like a divinity.
Yeah. A higher being.
Mm-hmm. Higher power.
Yep. So there's many different gods and goddesses of the different paths, and some pagans don't follow a certain god or goddess even. So they don't have a particular deity that they follow.
Most that are earth-centered view Earth itself as deity.
Yeah.
The earth is divine. And that's similar, like a good middle ground between like the gods and goddesses pagans and the earth-centered pagans would be like the Native American tradition of the Great Spirit.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Amy, the Great Spirit would be considered one of your deities, because it is a higher power that you look up to, a person of divinity. I know, the incense went out about a half hour.
Should we get a white candle and just don't spill it this week?
No, I don't want to risk it.
We'll do it tonight, bedside.
Yes, we'll do it bedside. Just not right now. Okay, okay. So last week I was moving one of the tea light candles after blowing it out, and it slipped and went all over.
Got all over me, got all over my chair, got all over the floor next to me, got on my feet.
It got on me as well.
Just a little.
It got on my work pants. It got on my socks. It got all over that little crafting area.
It'll buff out. Yeah, that was an interesting thing, because I was just sitting down taking care of some last minute programming in that, because I've been working on this reboot and relaunch for a couple weeks now. Well, this is actually the second week I've been working on it.
And then I did that.
I'm like,
But then
you're just
again-
trying to make me go to bed.
But then again, it was the beginning, like, ramp up of Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
So literally everything I was doing, everything went wrong.
I was frustrated, but I was laughing it off at the same time.
Like, everything at work, the next day, I was dropping. Completely.
Oh yeah. Ice works great to get wax out of stuff. Works real good.
Yes,
In
ice
fact-
works amazing. However, it's been sitting in the carpet for like
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It'll crunk out.
I know, but still.
There's one of the things I do is when we're done with our candles, I have a bag that I throw the bits of the candles into, and I stick it in the freezer, because then when I'm ready to cast a candle, like bake one, got enough wax up together of the same type, it gets it right out of the
Holder.
the wax hold, the candle holder that your tea lights and mini votives come in, and it just pops right out.
Unfortunately, Amy, it is nowhere near done. Mercury retrograde is going until March 28th. So we've still got a long way to go.
Yeah, we
It's
might
almost
have
this
baby.
entire month. And yeah, there's a very high chance that baby's actually going to make their arrival during Mercury retrograde.
You.
So it's with the timing of this retrograde and the due date and everything, it is definitely likely that baby will try to make their arrival during the retrograde. There's always the chance that baby could go full term.
We can hope.
So it'll be after retrograde. It'd be nice to wait at least until after retrograde, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, no, this one is definitely a really, really long, draining retrograde. I know, big bummer, and it's going to suck. Communication between people is going to be horrible. So a lot of arguments are going to be easily started. Miscommunications.
Travel's gonna get wonky.
Excuse me, yes, travel is going to suck. So if people have to go on trips or whatever, yeah.
Business deals, contracts.
Yep. So definitely just be very cautious. I wouldn't say avoid contact with people or avoid traveling,
No.
avoid business contracts. Just be very cautious with what you do decide to do.
Self-aware.
Yeah, just be very self-aware.
And try to pick up like the vibe and feel of the situation. Be aware of. Try to empathy, empath. Be aware of what's going on with people around you too, because that retrograde messes with perception as well, and that's one of the reasons why it messes with communication, is because it messes with how you would present your words, and it also messes with how people perceive those words. So it can mess with how one thinks the connotation is. Sort of like somebody accidentally hit caps lock and sends a message when they're not yelling at all, but it comes through like they're yelling. That's what retrograde loves to do to just normal little situations. And next thing you know,
amplifies everything.
and it amplifies emotion, so people can get real emotional real quick about things and be real firm on their stance, and so you just have to take that breath and
Like yesterday, he and I got into it, and I I stayed in the room for a while. I just kept my mouth shut, didn't even look at my phone, didn't even respond. And when I did end up responding, I'm just like, dude, I'm not going to add to this fight. I don't want us to be fighting right now. And I kept a very just stand backish and just was like, hey, you know.
Because, see, I perceived exactly what your words were. I think it was retrograde that made you say something that wonky. Happens.
It's rough. It's a rough time. Mercury retrograde makes everything difficult. So things can definitely get out of hand very quickly. And a lot of times it's just better off just to stand back and be like, hey, I'm just going to take a step back, let this shit cool down.
So,
because then
plan a little extra time in your day.
Yep.
Go places a little slower. Be a little more observant of the situations that are around you and the situations you find yourself in. And try to take that extra moment to respond to external factors that bring you into the fold. Yeah, retrogrades are a bummer when it comes to Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't happen to see what house it's in this time around. I didn't see what sign the retrograde is in or what house it's in. And that's another thing. We might be adding some basic astrology entries into our main calendar on our website, so we can start helping people find like moon phases and when certain signs enter certain houses.
Pisces.
So it's in Pisces, so
Yep.
that's definitely a water sign.
Well, that explains why we got into it.
Yeah. Water is very emotional. So is fire. So yeah, retrogrades are a bummer, but I'm also trying to look into possibly getting some better astrology features on the website. I'm not gonna start trying to program like a horoscope. I'm not gonna start worrying about stuff like that. But I want people to be able to learn how to read the sky in the numbers and know what it means so that they can divinate their own horoscope. I think that's the best way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also helpful. It's because there's it's nice to know when the next full moon is. It's nice to know when the lunar month ends. It's nice to know these things.
Which we got our new calendar today.
Yep. And that's going to be offering me a lot of resources, but I'm going to be doing a lot of secondary fact checking on the astrological events that it provides. And so that way I'm not just taking that information and sharing it. I'm researching the information and double checking it, fact checking it, looking at various sources, and was telling you what my take on the interpretation of the information is. I want to get a telescope, but that comes when we get a house.
Yes.
Sorry, little one's doing little barrel rolls and it hurts.
You're fine, love. But that's the other thing. The website is under development right now, and we've got a few different systems at play, and I don't want to burden too much of the systems that we have. I mean, we have some hard limits, but other than that, we've got like unlimited bandwidth. So it doesn't matter if we get 1 million people viewing in one day. It just matters if 1 million people are viewing at the same time. But I don't want to get too RAM intensive, so yeah. But I'm still willing to install a few more bits of software that might be valuable to what we're doing with the sanctuary. So if anyone has any kind of feature requests, you can go ahead and send those in, and I'll see what I can do and see if we can utilize something like that. That being said, do you want the floor back?
I'm getting tired.
You're always getting tired. I'm just getting warmed up. We're only about an hour and a half in.
I know. It's definitely been a rough week. Mercury retrograda's kicking our asses right now.
Clock settings.
Yes.
We're
yes.
losing an hour of sleep tonight, everyone.
Yes, so please change your clocks before you go to bed. If you've got phones, they'll do it for you. You're special. Just make sure not to forget to plug it in like I do.
Yep, daylight saving time. So we got to be up an hour earlier than we anticipate, so we should probably be falling asleep an hour earlier than we anticipate. So we've got to be up in 6 hours. Well, 6 hours, 36 minutes.
Something.
Yeah. So we might want to call it a night soon, anyways, because we're losing an hour tonight. But that's we don't follow any set script. I mean, we're very come as you are. So we're
wearing PJs.
Yeah. People are gonna come and go when they can be here, and if they catch the stream after it's been posted to the website or posted to the history or posted to YouTube, that's just how they catch it. We're very come as you
We're
are.
already losing out on the snow, Amy. Look outside the window. It's pouring rain. It's gonna be melting. So we're very fortunate with that. But still, it's Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan will find a way to give us that hour of snow back somehow,
And
some way.
there's some evidence to suggest that all this global warming stuff that we've been doing as humans is spurring on a new ice age, and there's also talk about the sun going into a cooling cycle at the same time. So we're at the cusp of maybe a really cold next 20 to 1,000 years. We don't know. But
Yes, Amy. Yes, way. It is raining right now.
yeah,
It has
Yeah.
been pouring rain since we got back from
we
going out on our
yeah
walk.
we got in the door just as it started to let down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's definitely a possibility for a major climate event within the next 8 months, and that's from solar cooling. So it's not necessarily completely related to global warming issues, but there's a natural cycle that the sun goes through of hot and cold periods, and we're due for a cold period. And last time this happened, I'm pretty sure people heard in history books about the year without a summer, the Little Ice Age, stuff like that, the Younger Dryas event, stuff like that. So we're due for one of those. So that could be partially why we're getting these polar vortexes reaching so far south. Is, for one, global warming messing with atmospheric pressures, and for two, the sun in the beginning of a cooling cycle. So that could be why we're seeing negative 30-degree temperatures here in Michigan and 7-degree temperatures in Los Angeles, snow in Las Vegas. They had 15 degrees in Cancun. So it's like, whoa, what's going on here? These are not normal temperatures.
We do have a warm up coming up next weekend, though.
Yeah.
Um,
Jet stream is finally being nice.
Yes, the jet stream is finally bringing up at least some semi-warm weather to our area. So they are looking at possibly 50s and 60s in some areas. So we will have a bit of a reprieve from winter. Still obviously not, super warm, but for us it's, t-shirt and shorts weather for the most part.
We're just a couple weeks away from the official beginning of spring, but that means little to nothing here in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Being honest.
Yep.
You'll notice it in Florida. But yeah, it's a time of change. We got retrograde making everything all funny. So don't really know how to capstone that all together. Final synapses, none. It just is stating the facts.
Yeah, it just means just pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah, and prepare. Do your best to prepare. I mean, it's one thing that people who are pagan are supposed to be good at are preparing for and enduring through such changes. So that's what we've got to start doing, is preparing and hoping for the best. And if we've prepared and the best comes, well, at least we were prepared if the worst would have.
Yeah, very true.
And then you have a stockpile of stuff to get by on for a while anyway.
Yeah.
Dry goods, canned goods.
Oh.
Time to buy them.
Well, it's 11:20.
Yes, it is 11:20.
And we're losing the hour's sleep, so technically, if you want to consider it already daylight savings, it's past midnight. So it's 12:20.
Yeah. If we apply the logic, it's always good to apply the logic when you're going to bed.
Yeah.
So otherwise, you're gonna be like, ugh.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so I think we're going to. Oh, good. We are going to close this out for the night.
So before we do, let's put in a final request for any blessings that anyone here may have for us to give.
Yes, is there any blessing requests? Any final quick questions that we could possibly answer?
And we'll give it a few moments because we're on about a 30-second delay still. The familiars are playing. And that's whenever you see me looking over there like this, I'm watching the cat and the bunny play. They're friends. You could probably hear them. Bunny loves it though. Look at that. Aww. The bunny keeps antagonizing the cat to entice it to come and play some more. Okay, it looks like
Yay, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that, Amy. Keep us posted on how she's doing, okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
She has to be a fighter if she's doing this well and on the verge of going home, so.
Yeah. It's definitely a blessing to hear.
For sure.
Yeah. And it is a learning curve to take care of a little with medicinal special needs. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. And hopefully they've got a lot of good caring support around them. But we should still do a blessing. Okay. Let you lead as always. You're good at leading in the blessings.
All right. We ask the gods and goddesses and the Great Spirit, please watch over Kara Rochelle as she is on the verge of getting to finally go home from the hospital with her family. May you watch over her, give her your strength, give her good health, give her lots of love and light, and allow this beautiful little baby girl to get to go home and allow her to be safe and let her grow up magnificently.
And to bestow wisdom on
Yes, and to
her
bestow
parents.
wisdom on her parents as well, so that they may be knowledgeable and educated on what is needed to provide the care that she needs to continue to thrive and do well for when she gets released from the hospital. We thank you again for joining us this evening, and blessed be, so mote it be.
Blessed be. Okay. Well, I think it's time for our traditional closing.
My brain. Can you lead me on this one?
My brain.
Your brain's not working either.
So without
further ado, may the gods and goddesses bless our home, our friends and family, and this stream. Blessed be. All right. Have a great evening, guys. We love you.
Love y'all. Get some rest.
Yes.
And